Does your machine shop have a fragmented manufacturing process? Well, Tebis are here today and they're going to teach us how to alleviate that. So welcome, tell us how.
Thank you very much for having us today, Joe. So yeah, as you mentioned, Tebis, what we aim to do is look at standardising processes. So maybe the first thing I want to mention is that we don't just aim to sell people CAD CAM software, which is our core business. What we aim to be is a process provider and a technical partner for companies. So if we think about this, then Tebis has a consultancy arm, and these guys are able to come into your business and measure your business and how you're currently working to industry standards, looking at your strengths and weaknesses. Now, this part of the company is an award-winning part of the company. We've had special awards for doing this, and they're very well recognised for the results that they produce.
So give us an example. How does that look?
Sure. So when these guys come into the workshop, first thing they're going to look at is, okay, maybe do we have a standardised tool library? Are all the tools near the machine? Are they built up ready to run when it happens? Some machines haven't got a tool magazine. Maybe it's just that we need a tool trolley or a tool cabinet next to the machine with tools pre-built up. Maybe some programmers program with different stepovers to others. We have inconsistent qualities. So Tebis look to refining all of these things, and we do it with 5 libraries. And these 5 libraries are standardising of your cutting tools, where in here, not only are we measuring the shape and geometry of the tool, but we're actually standardising all of your feed rates and all of your cutting conditions inside. And this could be the AEAP values for step over and step down. And when we program, the programmer can use these. For tool magazines, we can mimic a tool magazine for the machine with the right positions. As I said, it could be a tool trolley sitting next to the machine itself.
Do you know, the majority of places I go, they need this. They probably don't think they do.
Absolutely.
But
yes,
when you walk around, there's no SMED bit taking
Yep.
place. Guy works 15 minutes trying to find a tool, and just the very basics. But all that, 66p a minute, £40 an hour,
Absolutely.
it adds up, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And then when we talk about the programming process, maybe people are doing things in different ways. So maybe standardising this process as well with feature technology, with where we can put variables into the software. So maybe the hole size in one part of the job is different to the other, but a similar feature will work maybe on a different tool angle, and Tebis will optimise all of these machining objects for you with variable cutting conditions or predefined cutting conditions. Mm-hmm. So if it's a hole one size, Tebis will select the correct tool to machine that hole. Mm-hmm. It will standardise the tilt directions, as I mentioned. But on the bigger picture, maybe what's needed is an automisation of the process, where a predefined manufacturing process can be automated, maybe 80-90% of the way there, with minimal programmer support, to give us fast programming times and consistent quality.
Yeah, to me it sounds like a no-brainer. If I'm a large OEM, I'd be all over it. But have you got any clients outside of OEMs?
Absolutely. It doesn't have to be an OEM customer which uses this with the large programmer base. It could be first tier, second tier, third tier supplier, maybe someone with just one seat of Tebis. It really doesn't matter, because actually when we talk to people about working in a consistent manner, they see a benefit right from the start with all of these options. And it's all about best practice for that company.
Sure.
So this is something that Tebis is very good at, and the technology that sits in the software to support this and automate all of these things is where the benefit of Tebis comes through.
And after the event, you've come in, you've done a consultancy period of time. Mm-hmm. At the end of that, do I get any type of report, like an ROI report, and how long it will take to get that back?
Absolutely. So yeah, the consultancy teams can come in, they can do this return of investment report for you. If you take on board everything that they've said, obviously, then yeah, you'll get an idea of how long it will take to recuperate these costs. And then obviously we have an implementation team which will come in and implement everything that the consultancy team have suggested.
So what happens if I've got an engineer that leaves the business and then I get a new recruit? How do they fit in?
Yeah, so actually because we've stored all of the company knowledge in these Tebis libraries which I've mentioned, and all of the standardisation and the automation, because of the short learning times with the automation, you can have an engineer producing jobs to the same quality very fast.
Well, I'd love to see it in action in the field. Maybe one day we'll catch up with a consultancy team. And thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching.